Welcome back to the Commodore PET Part 3. The keyboard visits the spa and we have another look at the video issues. Now this is the keyboard board. Get a glare out of it. Looks in pretty good shape. I'll give that a wipe down in a while and put it on there. I've already started pulling out some of the keys, which is basically just hold on to the key, give it a gentle tug, comes off, leaves you a spring, and I'm putting them all back in with their associated buttons, as I don't want to cause a problem. So that's what I'm doing, and I shall just carry on pulling these off. But, I'm sure you won't want to watch it. Oops, you won't want to watch it, so I'll speed that bit up or something. Dust. There's a lot of dust under here. I think I'll leave that bit in, as I can't see an easy way of getting it out. I don't want to force the plastic, so that can stay in. And that's the keyboard disassembled. Here we see the keyboard buttons enjoying a bubble bath, and then once they were at the bath they were laid on a nice piece of paper to dry off. Eventually we'll put in the window to get the water out completely. Keyboard back from being cleaned, all the keys have had a bath, and it's just a matter now of putting the PCB on. You can see all the places where the buttons go. So it's just a matter of reassembling it. I'm not sure if anyone wants to watch. But, gotta get a better screwdriver. Being very gentle, I don't want to cross thread any screws if I can help it. Just a brief description of the video circuitry for the PET. The main part are these two RAM chips. They are 1024 by 4, so 1K of RAM, which is just enough to give a 40 by 25 character display. This chip is the lower 4 bits. This one is the upper 4 bits. Now the way the data gets in from the CPU as it comes in through this data bus. So while the screen's not using the memory, the CPU can get access to it. The 4 bits are combined in this 8-bit latch to provide the lower 0 to 7 bits as your characters. I think the 8th bit is taken off and becomes the inverter, the inversion sign, so that you get the negative text. Because as you walk up, you'll find that the 7-bit character data goes into the character ROM, it comes out as an 8-bit character, goes into a 8-bit serial, parallel to serial converter, so it's loaded in and then it's clocked out, and you have a Q and a not Q, and as you move up you'll find that 7th bit has come up here and changes these states, which means that either the Q or the not Q goes through here, and basically that passes on out as your video signal. So that's basically how the data works. The address bus, I'll do a very simple bit. Here are the addressing, and these are basically 2-to-1 muxes, and so down here you can see the microcontroller, the 86502 address lines, so that you can select a memory address in the video memory to read and write to. Over here is the display side of it. You have a latch which will latch in some of the data, which can be then loaded into these counters, and then the counters are then clocked to give you a sequential address, then just cycles round displaying the characters on the screen. The advantage with this system is that if you power up without the microcontroller in, the screen still works. It will still give you a 40 character by 25 line display, and basically what it will be doing is it will be showing you the garbage that's in here. Now if these RAMs are okay, the garbage should be constant. Each time you power up you should get different garbage, or close to it, depends on how these chips power up, but it should be constant because obviously they're not being written to. All that's happening is they're being read to. And so I'll just show you now what happens when you power up with no micro in the board. Right, what you can see here is there is no micro, and so that's just the garbage on the screen. Now if you look carefully you can see that there are characters around the screen, merrily jiggling around. I'll try and do a zoom in and overlay it on top so you get a better idea. And so I think what this is showing is that there is, you know, data corruption in the RAM chips. You know, the garbage they powered up with isn't constant. Not quite sure why it keeps flapping backwards and forwards, the same sort of characters being repeated, but that will be under investigation. I've ordered 2 new RAM chips off of eBay, but God knows when they'll arrive. So this was just to show that there appears to be a RAM chip issue. Well, here's the screen when it powers on. As you can see, it's kind of trying to say the right data, get some of the words in the right place. But now I'm going to start, I'll speed it up, but I'm going to start entering the letter A. And so I'm going to type across the screen the letter A continually, filling up the screen memory. And as you can see, it's doing some weird things as it goes. In some places you get an A that's correct, in others you get garbage. And you know, it's whizzing along, tapping away, and you know, we're now halfway down the screen. You know, it's going to be a thousand taps to get to the bottom, but we're getting there. And you can see that the screen is partly good, partly bad. I'm not quite sure why the breaks are, but as to what chips might be causing that. And as we get to the bottom, you'll suddenly see it shifts, and it all goes a bit weird. It's read the data in to shift it up, and it's doing some weird things. And now I'm trying to clear the screen, and it's, you know, it's having problems. But that's as far as we got. And you know, if you like what you see, hit subscribe, click on the notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one. Also, if you can explain what's going on, leave it in the comments.